The recruitment world is broken, and most companies are stuck in a vicious cycle of stressful recruitment processes that brings in low-quality applicants in very long periods of time, all because they're stuck in the old ways of hiring. So recruitment has become somewhat of a fishing competition where everybody loses. And they lose for three main reasons. 1, they don't know where to fish. 2, they aren't using the right baits. And 3, they don't have the tools to reel in the big fish. Most businesses and recruiters aren't even aware of this. They're just trying to find the first goldfish that they find in their local ponds. But the people who crush the competition do so by going out in the ocean and catching the big fish. The problem is that people don't realize that recruitment is not about recruiting anymore. It's about marketing. And most recruiters are not marketers. So they simply just put up an advert online, hope that they get a bite so they can pocket their commission. Since they don't know what type of candidate to look for, they end up fishing in the wrong ponds. And because they don't understand marketing principles, they're unable to put together an attractive job offer, which means they're using boring baits to try and get a bite. And because they don't have a dedicated process in place, they're unable to reel in the big fish, even if they do get a bite. Since most people do not know how to fish properly, they end up stuck in the same pond for months, feeling stressed, hungry, and wondering why they haven't had any nibbles. But at Charter Recruitment, we know how to fish, and we'll show you how. As the leading sales FMCG recruitment firm in the UK, we average that 90% of our roles are filled within 30 days. And 75% of those roles are filled with passive candidates, with only 5% of those roles having counteroffers accepted by current employers. And we do this by fishing for passive candidates in the pond that they're in with the bait that they want to onboard them onto your ship for their new journey. But why focus on passive candidates? First, we need to understand the difference between the passive versus active candidate market. So the passive market of candidates are people who are not looking for new roles. And this is where the top 10-15% of salespeople reside. They're out there working long hours, traveling to meet customers, hitting targets, smashing commission checks, and developing new business. They don't have time or desire to be on job boards or to speak with the recruiters. On the opposite end of the spectrum, you have active candidates. And these people who are out there every day, sitting on job boards, applying for roles. So why do you want passive candidates? Well, overall, the quality is much higher. And they also have much longer retention rates as well. These people are much more considered when joining a new company or applying for a role. They're not desperate in any way. So if they do go through the recruitment process and find their way into your business, they've made so for the right reasons, that it's right for them taking their career forwards. Active candidates can make decisions when they're desperate and go into roles that maybe aren't right for them. Fast forward 3-6 months later, something does come up that is right for them, and lo and behold, they leave. So there's much higher retention rates for passive candidates generally. And there is a lot less competition to secure them. They're not applying for roles all day, they don't have lots of interviews lined up. So the chances are they're only speaking with you and your company. Now, most companies and recruiters don't know this, but over 90% of the market is made up of passive candidates, and only around 10% of the market is active candidates. But only 5% of businesses and companies actually try and recruit passive candidates. The rest of them are all going after the active pool of candidates in the market, where they're really struggling because there is tens of thousands of companies all going after that minority of candidates that are out there. They're all trying to shout above the noise, posting job descriptions online, and they are failing to do so. Only 5% of companies and recruiters end up focusing on passive candidates when recruiting, which means the majority of companies focus on the minority of active candidates on the market. This is a huge problem because every day, tens of thousands of new job adverts end up saturating the job boards, which makes it impossible for any company to stand out from the crowd. So, as you can see, there's problems with focusing on active candidates. The problem is that they're much lower quality of candidate overall, they have lower retention rates, and there's much more competition to secure them. So obviously, the key to modern recruitment is tapping into the passive market, but that's not without its challenges. It is way harder to get their attention. It is way harder to sell to them, and it is much more difficult to secure them, because if they are top quality, you can bet they're going to get a counteroffer from their current employer. And since the point of recruiting is keeping top quality people for as long as possible, this is why we focus on the passive market. Evidently, it's a no-brainer to focus on passive candidates, which is why we have developed a 4-step process which is dedicated to finding you the top quality salespeople in your market. Here's our 4 steps to recruiting passive candidates. Step 1, planning the candidate pool and creation of marketing materials, aka choosing the right pond and getting the bait ready. So when it comes to choosing the right pond, this is what we need to do. First of all, we take a full detailed job brief from you. This is everything from the history of the business to the vision for the future, the role, the leadership, the team, the package, the benefits, absolutely everything. This will give us a real feel for the type of candidate that you're looking for, but it also gives us the ammunition that we need to create top quality baits to hook in those top quality salespeople. We will then create a full detailed job brief for you to sign off so we can make sure that we're all on the same page for what it is that we're looking for. Then we will go out to market and look at all the potential candidates that are in the pool that we're looking at. Whether that's 100, 200 or 300 candidates, we'll know very quickly from your specifications how many people that will be able to go out. So then it comes to getting the bait ready. And the first thing that we do is create a high converting job description that stands out from the boring shopping lists that the majority of recruiters post online. And then what we do is we create engaging video adverts that really get the attention of passive candidates. And to wrap it all up, we create social media content to increase awareness and demand around the job offer. Then we go on to step 2, which is going out to market, aka casting the line out in the ocean. So the first thing that we do is advertise on job boards and on LinkedIn. And we do this to attract the occasional gem that is within the active market of candidates. Then we'll send out targeted social media PPC campaigns. These are not the campaigns that you would see on a job board. These are the adverts that you'll see coming up on your news feed on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. These are the adverts a candidate will see while sat on their toilet on their lunch break. Then we will headhunt passive candidates on LinkedIn with personalized one-to-one video adverts. This is something that is truly unique and that no other recruiter in the UK is currently doing. Then, because we're all in sales, we all know the money is in the follow-up. And we will follow up with candidates over a 7-day period on phone, text, email, or on LinkedIn. Everyone communicates differently, so we make sure we try and reach them on whatever platform suits them best. When necessary, we even send physical letters with gifts in the post to candidates if they are proving to be extremely difficult to get hold of. That brings us on to step 3, which is screening the candidate and selling your role, aka reeling the fish in. So here, we spend 1 to 2 hours with each candidate over Zoom, where we really try and learn everything about them. This includes their experience, assessing their sales record, their personal life, their ambitions, their skills and weaknesses, and whether they are a potential sales hunter or sales farmer. This is where we really try and understand if they are the right fit for your business. During this step, we also start to understand other recruitment processes that this person is involved in. This will help us move quickly if we need to, if someone is coming to the end of another recruitment process, and we can get them forward to you ASAP. Here, we also take the time to sell every element of your role. Sales is so intrinsically linked to every part of each business, and we really need to sell everything from the company to the role, the progression for the future, the team, you as the leader, absolutely everything in order to get these candidates really excited to work for your business. We also take this time to establish the expectations for the role. We find that the majority of candidates who leave within their first 3 to 6 months are because expectations have not been established correctly from the outset. So this is where we start reducing the chances of anything going wrong in those first 6 months by establishing those expectations immediately. And our aim is to submit 4 to 6 highly focused CVs for you to review. So that brings us to the final step, which is step 4, the management of the recruitment process, aka securing fish. So the aim for us is to take away as much time and effort from you in this process as possible. You've got your own day job to get on with, and recruitment can become extremely time consuming. So all you need to do is review the CVs and turn up for the interviews. So what we will do is set up the interviews. We will deliver feedback to the candidates within 24 hours. When an offer has been received by the candidate, we will manage them within their notice period, which is notoriously when things tend to fall apart in each recruitment process. And we will manage them post their start date of 3 months. Because candidates trust us and we build such good rapport with them, if they aren't happy with something within the role, they are more likely to vocalize it to us, and then we can work with you to sort out any potential problem. Now imagine you go through all of this, and your dream candidate is snatched away at the last second from a counteroffer from their current employer. Most people think there's nothing that can be done about this, But the reason they think that is because they wait too long into the process to start fighting against it. But we have developed a way to start combating the counteroffer at the beginning of the process. So as you can see, we know how to find the right ponds, we know how to create the right baits, and boy, do we know how to get bites. However, for all of this to succeed, we have to work exclusively. Here's the truth of what happens when you use multiple agencies on one role. What people think happens is that they engage with multiple recruiters, and each one of those recruiters is committed to finding the top quality candidates in record speeds. What actually happens is the second that they find out that you are not committed to them 100%, they will put your role to the side and barely work any time on it. Why on earth would they give you 100% commitment when you aren't giving them 100% commitment? And what they will do is they will put no time or effort into finding the passive candidates in the market. They will put up job adverts and hope for the best. We expect 100% commitment from you, and this is the commitment that you will get from us. You will get 24-hour support, always available, 7 days a week. You will get 100% honesty, transparency, consistent communication, focus, and dedication on your role. Unlike almost all other recruitment firms, we only work with a maximum of 5 clients at one time in order to maximize that focus. All other recruitment firms are working on 30 to 40 roles at one time. It's like trying to cook 40 meals at the same time. You'll get one right, but the rest of them will be failures, which is why we only focus on such a small amount of roles at one time. So that's why we're guaranteed to get roles filled within 30 days. So if that sounds exciting to you and you're ready to start fishing and reeling in the big fish to your company the right way, book a call with us today.